What
Hey
up?
y'all.
How are you guys doing
What's
tonight?
up? How are you?
I'm
Good.
good. I'm good. How are you? You're good?
Yep.
That's
Can't
good.
can't
That's good.
complain. Can't complain.
That's good.
Midweek
Um,
blues, but not bad blues, but
I mean,
yeah, just
yeah, I get it.
midweek vibes, I guess, pushing
I get
through.
it. I get it.
Yeah. So
That's all you got to do.
it's good to see you guys.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
Mm-hmm.
Those that are just joining us, please share the live. We got a lot of interesting topics tonight, so make sure you share it. We want to get your input.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum.
Um,
Where
Let us
is
know that you're here. Say hi. So on that note, I guess I should officially start.
sounds good.
Sounds good. Well, welcome. I am your host, Danielle George, with your co-host, Tim Noel and Kiki at the bottom there. For those that are new to this show, we talk about current events, business, relationships, arts, mostly relationships, though we seem to touch on more throughout the African and Caribbean community. So throughout the show, we want you guys, the viewers, to let us know your thoughts, ask questions. The show's about you, it's about us. Let's get ready to be real. So, yesterday was a was an interesting day, that's for sure. Um, the verdict of George Floyd, I don't know if you want to call it murder or case, came out yesterday. For those that don't know, he was, I can't even say his name because I feel like it's not even worth mentioning. He was guilty on all three accounts. He could face up to 40 years for second degree murder, 25 years for third degree, and 10 years for second degree manslaughter. Since he doesn't have any prior convictions, he can get, I think they said 12.5 years for each murder and about 4 years for the manslaughter. So, how did you guys feel when the verdict came out?
Um, I think I was at work. And
Oh,
then I saw it. Um,
okay.
and then when I got home, I followed up a bit. But to be honest with you, I didn't dig too deep into it. I saw videos and clips
Mm-hmm.
of people celebrating and everyone talking about it. Personally, I was like, good, I'm glad that he was
Right.
found guilty on all counts. And yeah, that was pretty much it on my end with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How about you, Tim?
Um, I wasn't. I was. It was good. I wasn't really
Mm-hmm.
surprised that he got convicted.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I was. I was. There was like a little bit of relief because while I wasn't surprised that he got convicted, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if I would have been that surprised if he didn't get convicted of everything. Um,
Right.
can understand and know the United States can be an interesting place when it comes to justice, um,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
especially when it's a black life, when it's a
Right.
visible minority, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm glad. I'm glad because again, if he got let off, it would have been a bad
Hmm.
scene. It'd have been a very
Yeah.
bad scene. So
Yeah.
again, it's a feeling of relief for for
Mm-hmm.
that. But at the same time, we understand the realities um, for people of color in Western culture. Um, you know, again, like we're gonna talk about that, but like as that happens, we get like about 3 minutes arrest, and then it happens again.
And
Circumstances
it,
a little bit different, but again, it happens
yeah,
again. Um,
yeah.
So there's justice here, but there's still a lot more work to get done. So he can't be
Hmm.
like, I'm not going to be frolicking in the meadows.
Oh yeah,
With it.
for sure. This is just the beginning.
Which I feel like
This is just the beginning.
a lot of people are, and like I don't want to take them like out of that moment, but like you said, there's just so much more work that needs to be done.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, very very small fraction
Yeah,
of the issue, but a victory nonetheless. So,
that is for sure. I
mhm.
don't know if you guys also heard the same time that the verdict was being read, well, the age keeps going back and forth between 15 and 16, but she got shot the exact same time the verdict was being read. Her name is Makiah Bryant. She was shot. I have everything written here because I don't want to get anything wrong. She was shot 4 times in the chest. So for those that don't know the backstory of the event, she was getting bullied at school, and I guess they came to her house, and she was defending herself. So she had a knife in her hand. While she had the knife in her hand, she called the police, and when the police got there, they were still fighting. One of the guys, I don't know who it was, kicked a young lady in the head, and Makai had a knife in her hand going for the other bully, trying to stab her in the neck or slice her neck or something. So that's that's supposedly the reason why the police or the cop shot her.
Mhm.
So I don't know, was he in the wrong? Was he doing his job? Do you think it's a whole another situation?
Um, I don't really know.
Much about it?
I don't really know. I don't know a lot of the details. I haven't seen any of the videos, if there is any.
Mm-hmm. There's
Um,
plenty. I will send you some.
but but again, she has a knife in her hand,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a difficult one. I'm not gonna say too much. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say too
And I'm
much on
sure
it.
there's going to be like more details that come about as
Mm-hmm.
the days go on. So, I mean,
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of
for
people
sure.
are in uproar. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but again, we don't have all the details. So, kind of like what
Yeah.
Tim said, I'm going to wait cuz a
Fair
lot of
enough.
posts and stuff that we're seeing um people are like this shouldn't have happened and yada yada yada,
Mm-hmm.
but based on the some of the clips that I saw and the body cam footage, um I can see how a certain perspective would have been taken,
Yeah.
and it all just happened like boom boom boom. It happened so quickly.
Yeah.
um so yeah, I'm honestly I'm
Yeah.
glad I'm not in those sort of
The
positions. It is very
Mm-hmm.
unfortunate, very
Yeah.
unfortunate. It's unfortunate, that it even escalated to the point where she felt the need to defend herself with a gun, like why were they at her house? Um,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just unfortunate all around, So,
Yeah.
but I'm sure there's more to come as the days go on. So,
Mm-hmm.
well,
mhm.
this is one thing that I will say that I don't think I need any. I don't think I need to know more than what I've heard. Is just that
Right.
the use of lethal force when black people are involved is far too great. It happens far too often. If
Mhm.
if like again, if mass shooters and other nutcases, serial killers, bank robbers, whoever, if all of these
Mm-hmm.
people can get apprehended alive, if they can
Right.
get tased, if they can get wrestled
Holding
down to the
rifles
ground,
and
get,
yep,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? A 16-year-old girl, no offense
already
to
shot
women
up 10
and their
people.
strength and
Yeah.
speed, but do you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, again, what you know what I mean? Like the little clips that I've like clips, like the pictures, the images I've seen. The girl with a knife in her hand. What is it? Like, does she automatically turn into
She was
Thor?
literally right next to the girl though, and she had her hand like ready to go,
Yeah.
based on what
Yeah.
I saw. But because they slowed the clip down and showed like she was right next to the girl when it looks like she was about to attack her with the knife. But
Hmm.
again, I'm sure more details are gonna
But there's that's the
Yeah.
that's
are
the
going
that
to
see
rise.
that's the problem. The it's like whatever. This is how it seems to me.
Hmm.
Like if you're black,
Hmm.
whatever you are seems like more to everybody else. Like
Right.
if you're medium sized, you're extra large to them. If you're a little bit frustrated, and this ain't just police. This is my perspective.
Hmm.
Hmm.
If you're a little frustrated, to them you're furious and out of control. And
Yeah.
Right.
that's I feel like there's a difference in a difference in how we're treated because there's a difference in our perception, right? Because they just
Hmm.
Hmm.
don't know us, right? Like I would say
Yeah.
that, and this is a generalization. I just think like when like even listen to a bunch of black people talk, you know, when we could be talking about like I've seen people and I've been in groups where we're talking about the same old story. And every time we get together, we talk on the same old story. And if somebody doesn't know us and they're listening to us, like you're thinking we just wrote a year's worth of Saturday Night Live. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
The expressions, look at okay,
The
look at.
antics.
I don't know if you ever guys ever if you watch like the multiverse theory podcast and you hear Nigel tell a story, like do you know what I
Hmm.
mean? The story could literally be I went to my car and I kind of tripped. When he's done telling that story, everybody's rolling. But
Right.
it's just that the same passion and then that kind of difference that we have in the basic things we do. It extends to like if we're upset, if we're a little annoyed, and people don't know how to translate. Other people don't know how to translate that. And when they're at the end of a gun or the end of a cell
That's a
phone,
them
that's a,
problem though, and they need to figure out how to perceive
well,
that. But
which is
go
true,
on.
which is true. But I don't see anybody
Yeah.
offering courses at the nearest community college. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a
Hmm.
them problem that creeps its way into our lives.
Right.
And I don't have the answer for that. I really don't.
Yeah, cuz I was just about to say like are we the ones holding the courses like I don't know.
Well, it's
Yeah.
okay. This is the thing about it, and I get a little, and I don't want to be an apologist for anybody, but
Mhm.
Hmm.
like, what do you do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do? Right? That's why we code
Right.
switch. Right? This is why we, you know, the way. Hey, buddy, how's it going? And then it's like, hey, guy, what's good? That's why. Hey, that's why we do that because they
Right.
don't. What'd you say? Pardon? Like, you know what I mean? That's why we do it. Now, that's us. And then there's some folk that don't code switch at all. They don't know. And then
Hmm.
there's police that go into certain neighborhoods that again they don't know. And that's definitely not our problem, but it becomes our problem. So it's really
Right.
for I guess in certain situations or organizations, it's for them to like don't send people into that neighborhood if they don't know what to do, and they don't know how to perceive they don't know how to perceive the members of that community. But
Hmm.
but am I going to see that fixed in my lifetime? I have no faith. I have no faith that it's going to get solved. So I don't know. There, I just made it more confusing.
Yeah. No.
Yes,
No.
June, we're passionate. We're so passionate. I listen. I remember. Um, I called a friend because she was over. she was over at some church people's house, and like these people were hard Jamaicans, like hard Jamaicans. Like I'll never forget. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was like they're kids born in Edmonton. Like they speak patois. That's how hard these people. Anyways, I remember I was calling for her, and she was at their place, and one of the kids knocked over the phone instead of picking it up, and I was kind of like wondering what's going on. And all I heard was shouting and yelling. And I was like, oh my God, these people are killing each other.
Wow.
I macko a bit, I'm listening, and
of course.
Then I hang up. Then I call back, and then my friend answers like, yo, is everything okay? And she's like, yeah, they're just talking about church. I was like, what? When I tell you that the way that they were talking, the way.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
wow.
My God. Hold on.
Wow.
Eliana.
Funny.
Anyways.
I just want to say, I don't know if you can see who's on Facebook on your end, but on Twitch, since we're on Twitch tonight, we have Sweet Bee and Beauty Blessed. Welcome to Let's Be Real. Let me see if there's any comments that we missed.
It's in my work bag. You have to bring my work bag downstairs.
I'm getting tired of playing with
I see plenty of white teenagers with guns that get arrested alive. Yeah. Just reading some comments from it.
I'm saying.
Yeah. And then there's one from Greg. If I can get it.
How do you train perception? It's true. I don't know how you train perception. And I'm sorry, you can read his comment.
Okay. The main issue is that shooting the girl was his first action. He made no attempt to break up the fight. At the same time, he's also saved someone from getting stabbed. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, so now, like, see, to me, you tase somebody there, right? And I'm sure there was multiple cops. I need to find out more. But the biggest thing is that's lethal force, right? If you stab somebody, like there's a couple places you could stab somebody where they'll definitely get, everyone gets injured, but like you have to know what you're doing to kill somebody, with a knife. But the thing about hand weapons is that the reaction time is very, very, very short. It's very, very short. So, like, I've seen some of the training that they, like, when a person has a knife or a club in their hand, like, you don't have a lot of time. I asked these questions to the police that I work with. And, like, one of the questions I always ask is, like, have you had to draw your weapon? And most of the members have never had to draw their weapon. But the one of them, he's like a guy. He went to a domestic, which is apparently the worst types of calls, and the man of the house, I won't use the word of the house, who was fighting with his wife, beating up his wife or whatever. He picked up like a log and was charging at the cop, and he's like, it's a log, right? But he's like, that's the only time he had to draw his weapon. But drawing your weapon and firing your weapon is a different story. This is one of the main reasons why I would never want to become a cop. Because in those situations, like if I see somebody that's crazed and I don't know I don't know what's going on, and I have my kids at home, I have my family, and like if you're trying to negotiate somebody who's crazed, and they have a knife, and there's more than like 10 feet in between you, yo, you're gonna get stabbed if they're coming for you, right? So
Right.
like I'm from the little I know, it angers me because it's not necessarily even the situation the way that we see it. It's the way that it's the way that the criminal code is set up and that the policing acts are set up. So when I've talked to members about this, you know, like a lot of things are in their perception of danger in that situation, and then it can get easily argued away. George Floyd couldn't because the guy sat on his neck for 9 minutes. But
Yeah.
in situations where the person is angry or is whatever, and they have a weapon and they only have seconds, this is one of those ones. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if he gets off. And in regards to Black America, in regards to us, it's bad. And the fact that she's 16, the fact that she's young, the fact that she was a victim, all of those things matter. What I want to see is also the people that were bullying her, if there are facts for that, they need to get, like, the reason the cops should have been there to solve that problem, right? But it's, I don't know enough, but it's complicated.
Yeah.
It's very, very complicated.
Yeah, it is. It is. Can you see any of the comments on Facebook?
I'm looking, yeah.
Okay. There's one from Tanya here. Heck, maybe he should have rolled up with his car on the curb and bounced her down. I mean,
Wow.
there were other cops there before he got there. That's the thing. So I don't know why he felt the need to shoot her.
But that's another thing as well. So the cops are there. You're getting in. They're in the situation doing whatever the heck they're doing. Then somebody else comes up new, and they're like, "Oh no, it's popping off!" And then, but we'll see. I don't know. I heard something about the cop had a Blue Lives Matter mask. That
was another cop that showed
cop?
up. Yeah, that showed up on the scene later. Yeah, and he was saying it. He was almost like chanting it. So
yeah, this is the tough one.
Interesting. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with this one. That's all good.
I'm not sure what's going on. I've been having technical difficulties all day. Even at work today, I had like a 3-hour training session, and like halfway through, even my mic at work stopped working. So I'm not sure what's going on, but
who did you upset?
I don't know. No one, honestly.
Okay.
At least not to my knowledge, but
okay.
it was just weird. Everything just blanked out. I couldn't hear you guys. I couldn't see anything.
No worries.
But I'm back. Well, you're here now. So I apologize. I apologize.
It's all good.
Hopefully that doesn't happen again. So
Sure.
What I missed. Just kidding. Like I could see you guys on the screen, but I couldn't see you. But I don't know. It's very weird.
It's all good.
Okay.
It's all good. Well, we're going to be talking about astrology and horoscopes since you're back.
I'm just really curious to get like other people's thoughts on astrology and horoscopes, and you know, it's something that I've always been intrigued by, I guess you could say, or like curious about. So yeah,
okay.
I just want to hear people's thoughts on all that fun stuff, you know.
So are you asking us if we believe in it? Do we check?
Do you believe in it? Do you check your horoscopes? What's your sign?
I don't. I know my sign, and I know some signs that have like a really bad rep.
Tanya, I'm not on dial-up, I swear. I actually have pretty good internet, so I don't know what the issue was, but
not tonight.
I'm back and I'm better. And I'm back and I'm better. Sorry, Tim, you were saying you
Anyway.
knew what your sign was.
I know my sign. I know some of the kind of typically bad signs, like the ones that have a bad rap. But
What are those, Tim?
Your
I
qualities.
don't I don't really rate. I don't really follow astrology. Okay, I don't follow horoscopes, but I do think there's a significance in the stars in the universe.
Okay.
Like I do believe that there are. I believe they matter, but I believe like the horoscope side of it.
It's already
The
getting a little
like
turnt in the
horoscopes.
comments.
I don't really rate horoscopes. I find they're really vague.
Okay.
I find
Okay.
they're
Well.
really vague.
Just gonna back up a little bit here. So
Yeah.
June says Geminis are the best. And I'd love to hear why that is.
Yes, June. Elaborate.
I should say not that serious into it, but I know my sign is the best sign. So okay, well, hopefully you're a Gemini, or else you guys got a problem here. Tanya says, which signs have bad reps? Call name. Yeah, so they want to know, Tim. So start it off. Which signs have
Wait,
bad reps?
before you say that, I agree. Before you say that, Tim, I just want to agree with Greg here. Scorpios are the best. So just wanted to put that out there. Now go ahead, Tim.
I can't even say my sign's the best because I've said this time and time again, I don't think that I am a true Aries. So there are certain qualities that I can see, but other things I'm just like, I don't think so. But
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, let's get into it.
The signs that I always see up in some, like when I see it on Instagram or whatever, the sign that I see likely the most foolishness with is Sagittarius. I always hear Sag and Sag. They like, I know people. It's like I haven't seen one Sag person I like. They're always, if they see someone they don't like, they find out their birthday and they're Sagittarius. Yes, I said it.
Okay, so
I'm a Capricorn, and we're one of them too.
Sagittarius.
Say that again.
Oh no, I was just asking, like, what are the dates that Sagittarius like falls under? Do you guys know?
Like late November to early December, I believe.
Yeah, I know my sister's a Sag, so that's the 15th. So I think it ends after
Tanya said HYMC, and I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna say Halia, and you can figure out the rest. Okay. She's ready.
Hold on, let's ask the internet then.
Okay, or how about Tanya say in the comments what makes Sagittarius people so good?
Watch this. What is the hated zodiac sign?
Defend yourself.
Defend your signs, guys.
Defend your signs. Okay? I don't really have any biases. Like I said, it's just something that intrigues me. So
okay, well, no, hold on. Let's play a game.
Let's see which signs.
Let's play it. Let's play a really quick game. Okay, I found something interesting. Okay. Now, tell me what sign this is.
Sign it is. Okay.
This sign, they say, it's like why everybody hates this sign the most. One, this sign is not good at listening. They cannot listen to others properly. They also over-communicate with people, sometimes creates a problem. Two, they're two-faced. In a moment, they're sweet. To the next moment, they're very harsh. And then nothing can entertain them for a long period of time. They get bored very easily and quickly. Number four, their humor the humor of these people is very harsh. And they often don't understand the difference between a joke and an insult. Five, it's very hard to understand their commitment towards anything. They are either too available or not available at all. What sign is that?
I'm not gonna
for those who know some stuff.
I'm not gonna say it. I have a feeling I know who it is, but I'm not gonna say.
have a feeling I know who it is too, but I want someone in
People in the
comments.
comments. People in the comments, yes.
In the meantime,
Somebody.
Tanya said, Sagittarius folks are made of love.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Carnival and Valentine's babies.
Oh wow.
does anyone? No one's gonna guess.
Gemini.
No one's gonna guess.
Says, don't even come from my sign like that, okay? Don't you dare.
You guys ready for the reveal?
I think I know.
Go for it.
Gemini.
As soon as you said Two-Face, I was like, that's a Gemini.
June, what you gotta say about that?
What you gotta say?
Thoughts on that?
That's
kind of what you described. Kind of what you described to me sounded.
No, for real. Like Aisha
sounded
was
like
on
a hot and cold,
Mhm.
and Gemini is a twin sign, right?
Yeah.
So I can see that. I can see that. I know a few Geminis, and I live.
So wait, so June and Greg don't listen?
Oh,
what do you mean?
Goodness.
Hurt.
I love my Gemini. I really do. She's very sweet.
Well,
and I know some of you
she
here
is
can
very
back
sweet.
that up. So
she does.
She
is very sweet.
Maybe
Yeah,
her Gemini has matured over the years. Maybe the Gemini converted.
That's
maybe.
hilarious.
Hey, I didn't write
That's
that.
hilarious.
I did it. And guess what? Sag, I'm
But
sorry.
I have seen the other side. I have seen the other side to Gemini within my family too. So I believe it. I can see that.
Oh, I thought. Oops. I thought Greg said he was a Gemini.
No, he's a Scorpio.
Okay, my bad,
like
Greg.
Me.
Sorry, put it in there. All right.
Trying to throw him under the bus.
I don't know what happened.
And we're back.
That was weird.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
It's all good.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's true or a thing, but I seem to be born on the cusp, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So
what's your sign again?
She's a Scorpio.
I'm October Scorpio.
Pull something up about some Scorpios, Tim.
Scorpio. Scorpio, but I'm also a Libra according to astrology or the horoscopes.
Okay.
But then a friend of mine told me that the time that I was born, I'm an Aries moon sign. So I act like a Scorpio, but I've I act like a Scorpio, but I have tendencies of an Aries.
Oh,
interesting.
So you have
I'm an Aries.
So you have like a sign personality disorder. Just kidding. You have multiple sign. Oh.
I'm an Aries, but I swear I have Pisces tendencies. Like, I swear to goodness. I read some of that stuff about Aries, and I'm just like, no, I don't feel like I'm as harsh as they make Aries out to be. Just saying. The adventurous part, I can see that. I do have my moments.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Goal-driven when I put my mind to it. Like, if I set my mind to something, like, that's it. I don't know. Like, I think the part that bothers me about Aries is like it says, like they're not always sympathetic, they're impatient. Stuff like that is what I don't necessarily identify with.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, I kind of have my moments when it comes to certain things. So there's certain things, it's like no BS. Like, so I can see that aspect, but I don't know. With Pisces, like I can see, because I'm kind of close to the cusp as well. I think I'm like a day or two out. So I don't know if that's actually a thing, but with Pisces, it says sensitive, emotional, understanding. Those are all things that I identify with. So I don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna put myself under both umbrellas. But
Under both? Okay.
You see, like,
Okay.
I'm looking at the
Yeah,
Capricorn's
pull them up. Tell us what you're
personality
seeing.
traits: hardworking, responsible, and ambitious. And then the negative are pessimistic, a workaholic, and stubborn. And I'm like, stubborn, yeah. Workaholic, not really. Pessimistic, not really.
Okay. So your moon sign might be another.
Yeah, let me see that.
Yeah.
Let me find
Maybe
out
someone
what
else.
my.
Do we have any other signs here?
We have
Are there any people
Gemini.
who their sign has them down to a T?
A T.
Yeah, because there's some people out there, they're like, I'm a bona fide, I don't know, Gemini or Taurus or, Virgo. Virgos always swear.
Oh
that
my
they're a
goodness,
Virgo.
yes.
Like, I don't know what it is about Virgos, but they're always like, I'm a true Virgo. Like,
Yeah. It's
celebrities,
like
like regular folk, like, I don't know what it is about Virgos. They just.
Yeah. I don't get it.
I don't know what it is about
my
Virgos.
moon sign is Gemini.
Okay, tell me what mine is, Tim. I'm very curious now.
Hold on a minute. Let me just see something here. Let me just see something.
Bashing
Oh,
Geminis
my
and he's a Gemini. That's hilarious.
Oh, no. Oh my God! No! My moon sign I went back to, and I did this for my actual birth date, 1978.
Yeah.
And I'm a Sagittarius. So both of the signs I did. All right,
Karma.
okay, guys.
Karma. Called karma.
Have a great night.
Capital K.
I'm just like, you know what I mean.
No, you gotta do Kiki. You have to do
Where's the power plug?
No, Tim.
I
should
go. Oh, that's another one nobody likes. Virgos.
I don't think I've ever met a Virgo.
Tim, tell me what my moon sign is.
I'm not doing nothing else. I'm done.
Come on, it's all in good fun.
Come on, Tim. It's just for fun.
You said
You're fine.
You don't really take these things too seriously, so it's okay.
Exactly.
After this conversation,
All right. Okay. Wait, and I'll tell. Okay.
We'll have to decompress.
March
22nd.
2001. Just kidding.
You're funny. You got jokes.
96?
It's 94. 94.
Okay.
94. Yes.
2001.
2000.
Oh, geez.
Cancer.
Actually, I have a cousin who's born in 2001. She just turned 20 today. So happy birthday.
Nice. Happy birthday.
Cuzzo, I love you. Shada.
So weird.
You met
20.
You met Shada. I know.
Yeah. I love her.
Organs influenced by the moon sign.
And Aquarius, nobody likes them either.
Toes and
I feel like this is like a personal thing. I don't feel like you like any of the signs at this point. Just saying.
This is really interesting.
Can you tell me what my moon sign is?
I did. Cancer.
Oh.
Okay.
And it says here that the organs influenced by the moon sign are the stomach, mucosa, breast, womb, and ovary. Listen, somebody else that's on here can tell me more, because I don't know.
That's interesting.
Okay, you know what I want you to do? Since you're, going at it over there, you should check compatibilities. So is there anyone in the comments? Do you want us to check your compatibilities based on your sign?
Actually, wait,
yeah.
If
there's any
I'm gonna try and find mine. Hold on.
If there's any couples in the comments or anyone who's watching, do you know what your compatible sign is for relationships?
Well, for me,
let's hear it.
Taurus,
Let's
Virgo, Scorpio, and Pisces.
okay.
For Capricorn.
That's a lot.
Yo,
Yeah.
He got options. He got
it's called the South. Ain't everything.
Oh, that's
Oh my
hilarious.
goodness. Greg said, sure, go for it.
Scorpio.
Okay, check out
Oh, so
Scorpio,
Scorpio.
for Greg. Yes.
You're checking mine at the
Who
same
you
time.
should not be with. That's
So,
what we should check as well. The next
sure, yeah. Taurus,
We'll just stay away from
Cancer, Capricorn, Pisces, and Virgo are known to be the most compatible with Scorpio. He has 5 signs. I don't think I had 5.
You had how many? You had 4?
I think
Aries
you had 3.
ain't gonna have
I have
nobody.
4.
Aries is gonna have
There's 4?
Aries.
And what are you,
I
Aries?
already know. Aries is gonna have Aries. Maybe one more.
High Aries compatibility is Gemini, Leo, and Sagittarius.
Leo.
Okay, on top of this question,
Okay.
have any of your past partners fit in those signs?
Dude, just share, please. Hold on a second.
Yep.
No, not really.
No.
What about you, Danny? Oh, he never did yours.
Scorpio. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but he check who you're compatible with? Like your compatible signs?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. No, you are Scorpio. He did say that. So, yeah. You had 5.
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah.
Okay. Well, have you had a sign that you're like, I'm staying away from this sign forever? Whether it was because of a relationship or like a friendship gone wrong. Like, is there a sign out there that you're just like, you know what? Like, I can't deal with these people. You always happen to come into your presence and you're just like, I can't. Because some people are like that. Like, some people take this very seriously.
Yeah.
Like, they'll be like kicking it off with somebody and then they find out like, oh my God, like she's a Leo.
Yo, let me tell you though.
We're going Valley all of a
sudden? We can't hang no more. Like,
while
sorry,
we take these things real serious.
Sorry, hold on. Before we continue, Legacy on Twitch said, timeout, who doesn't like Aquarius? I don't know who said it. I did not say it.
Good point. No, yeah, I guess. Maybe they're just saying that they're like the nicest sign or something.
Maybe.
Now, I'll tell you. So, you guys know me already. So I'm not really big on the horoscopes and things. But my thing is the MBTI community is likely more crazy than the horoscope community when it comes to like how deep people follow that stuff. They really follow it. Like, and I kind of do too. I haven't. So a lot of it hasn't proved when it comes to personality matching, relationship matching. There's specific types that just don't, like, in my experience, that don't work. And then you, when you pair that with the biggest thing is really learning about yourself. But the other side is like when you pair that with like the big 5, that's another type of personality thing. It really opens up a whole new world. But that would literally take, I could talk for hours on that. But I won't. I promise I won't.
No, we should literally just have a show one night where we just talk about.
Yo, everybody go.
That is your thing.
The homework is you go, you do your tests, and then you let everybody know what your type is.
We can do that.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I'm down for that. I'm down for that.
Telling you.
We've done it. We've done it with each other.
Yes, yeah. But and here's the thing: a lot of my friends, like that I've known for years, I would send it to them. And regardless of what you're going through, everything, you're always cool. When you come back, you guys talk and you move good. And then you get them to do it. And it is their, like a compatible personality type. It's really interesting. Really, really interesting.
It is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It is very interesting. But one quick question though.
Yep.
Horoscopes. Do you guys
Mm-hmm.
ever like read a horoscope and then I don't know, let's say it's a weekly horoscope and then it's exactly
Mm-hmm.
how your week was? Does that ever trip you out? Or do you like,
No,
yes, the stars are talking to me right now?
no, because it's never happened. To this day, it has never happened.
Wow. It's happened
Yeah.
to me.
It.
And actually I
Yeah.
did read a couple over the past 2 weeks. My coworkers had a couple and they read mine. And to be honest with you, they were bang on the past 2 weeks.
Hmm.
Am I gonna take that and run with it? Probably not.
Right.
But it is.
Right.
It's just. It is interesting when it does line up, though. So,
Yeah. See, here's the thing. Mine is tricky because I'm born. It depends on what paper I'm reading
okay.
or where I'm reading it. Sometimes I'll be closer to the Libra. Other times I'll be closer to Scorpio. Sometimes it's half and half. So it's just like that's why I'm just like, I don't read it and pay much attention to it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Aisha said,
So
"I'm the mediator. Mine is the favorite personality type."
So since we're
She's ready
on
for that.
horoscope and astrology, have you guys done your numerology? Do you guys know what number you are?
My friend did it for me some time ago, but to be honest with you, I don't recall exactly what number I was.
Are you talking about like the anagram?
Sorry, what was
No,
that?
so what you do is you add up your birth date until you get like the year, the month, and the day until you get a single digit. Add or minus, I can't remember.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I put the link.
Remember. Was I a 3? Yeah, my best friend did that for me some time ago. She's the one who kind of introduced me to that. Like I've heard about it, but I never really looked into it. And she pulled out her phone and did it, but I don't quite remember which one I was.
Okay. Well.
What about you, Danny? Did you do it?
Well, I. The funny thing is, we had to do it in high school in comm class because my comm teacher was huge on astrology and numerology and stuff. Mm-hmm. So mine was 6, and I think number 6 is the nurturer.
Huh.
So yeah, so it's pretty much like
for some reason 3's in my mind, but I don't know.
Well, you could be 3.
I'll have
you could be 3.
Have to double check that.
Yeah.
But,
we can double check and post it later. But I kind of did a quick search on it. It's so number 6. Thinks of the big picture. Meant to be your own boss. Lover of beauty, creativity, natural entertainer, and can also be a natural counselor. So, yeah. Yeah, I suggest I put it in the I put the link in our last post. So I suggest if you don't know your number, go try it out. It's kind of cool.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, it's cool. This is terrifying. Does anyone know their number?
Curious. And do you feel like you have a lot of the traits that they described for number 6, Danny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're vibing with numerology more than the astrology side of things.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
Definitely.
So numerology is where it's at, what she's saying, folks.
It is. It is. It is.
Like
I'm definitely gonna check mine after this.
Yeah, you should.
Greg said his is 3.
Okay.
Greg, do you know what traits are associated with number 3?
Let me see if I can pull it up. Tim, what were you gonna say?
I just did mine, and mine is 6.
Okay.
It looks kind of accurate, but it also is a little vague.
Since we're on that site, can you check number 3?
Sure.
Trying to see if I can find the.
Trying to see if anyone else. So,
Yeah, I felt 3 is the life path number is mentally alert and have creative minds, creative and original. They have good imagination. They hate boredom and like to cooperate with others. They're charming and witty. They're critical of others, and they should therefore learn how to be more diplomatic. They need to work freely and without restraints. They like working in pairs. They often work better under stress, which activates their mental energy. They usually succeed quickly. They need to be more ambitious and open up more. They are inventive and imaginative in solving problems. They make new contacts easily, but they are sometimes superficial. They make decisions fast, but they are not always the correct ones. Weaknesses: beware of restlessness, distractibility, a bad temper, irritability, fear of dullness, and uneven financial life. Beware of carelessness.
Alrighty, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
a 3. For some reason, that was what was in my mind, but I will confirm that at the end of this.
That's
So
fair.
I'm not going to say whether I agree with that or not. Just yet.
Well, Tim could do yours. Tim could do yours.
Sure, if he doesn't mind.
Yeah.
If
And
I said I
Aisha,
might, I look like a jerk in front of everybody, so I'll just do it.
You're funny.
No, sorry.
Watch
we'll do 2 more real
5.
quick,
It could
and
be
then
5
we'll
too.
go
It
on.
could be 5.
So
Could be.
wait, I pulled up because Aisha put her. I found a calculator online where you put it in, but then it also does like the date. It does a whole bunch. It breaks it down. But for the number 7,
Do the one that you did, yeah.
number 7 is Aisha's number 7. These people prefer mental work. They want to realize their potential and work hard in order to improve themselves. They need friendship in their life. Their marriage can be complicated because they want to be independent. These are unexpected changes in their lives. There are unexpected changes in their lives. Do not force anything. In order to succeed, it is necessary to communicate with others, experience life, and develop self-confidence. Friendships and relationships play a major role. Implementation of material goals is difficult, even if money come in unexpected ways. They are often diligent students. They may have rich spiritual life or go on a long journey. They feel good in the countryside, in the mountains, or by the sea. These people may have different healing talents. It's example: physical, emotional, and spiritual. Weaknesses: watch out for excessive pessimism and curtness. Sometimes this person is too proud and inaccessible. Beware of loneliness and a lack of realism. Impartiality is important.
Interesting.
So what I'm going to do
Do you want to do Candace real quick, or do you want to put it in the chat?
I'm going to put this. 1 second.
Can you put it in the chat?
Yeah, copy link.
Okay. And while you do that, we are going to talk about J-Lo and A-Rod.
Alrighty. Jenny on the block.
So, Jenny on the block. Well, she's, you know what? I'll leave that.
She's back on the streets?
Well, I was just about to say she's back on the block. She's back on the block.
She's been around the block, and she's going around again.
Whoa, easy.
I didn't want to say it, but you guys left the door open. I had to walk through it. I had to walk through it. So, for those that don't know, she is now single.
Again.
This is her again.
Which is fine.
I could go lock down J-Lo.
32 this year, I think.
Sorry? Tim, what did you say?
I said I need to go lock down J-Lo, man. That's what she needs. Like, she's like, hey, just relax.
Okay.
Because saying relax always works.
Put it out into the universe, and
actually, no, I'm good. I'm
best
good.
of luck to you.
Nah,
Exactly.
no, I'm
Best of
good.
luck to you. I saw you found your lighter tonight. Good job.
Ah,
It was probably
So
close by after yesterday.
easy there.
exactly.
Like for real
So
though, that's a DM. That's when we stop the live.
Let's
uh-huh.
be real after hours. My bad.
So
Just
I don't
kidding.
know how many
Just
times
kidding.
she's been engaged. Has she ever been? She's been married once, right?
No, didn't she be married a couple times now?
She was married to
I don't know.
what's the guy's name?
Marco Polo or
Mark
something.
Anthony.
Mark
Mark
Anthony.
Yeah.
Mark
Marco
Anthony.
Polo.
She had her kids with him.
Yeah.
But like
She got
Danielle
cheated.
said, she's been on the block. She's been on the block. At 52 years, well, how many times has she been engaged?
That's the thing.
That's the question. She
'Cause
was married once,
Listen,
which was
J
to Mark
Lo's going
Anthony.
to
I
be.
think that was the only successful marriage that she had.
Want to
She
say
was
successful
engaged
because they got
to.
divorced.
Well, yeah. I kind
It
of
was successful until it
questioned that
wasn't.
word. Well, when I say successful, like they actually made it down the aisle.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
They made it down the aisle, and that was all fun and dandy, and they had kids together. And who else put a rock on it? Who else? There was someone else.
I
Like she
feel
dated
like
Diddy back in the day. He did give her a rock, but I don't think it was an engagement. No, it wasn't.
I can't remember.
I think.
J Lo is our generation's Elizabeth Taylor. like
that's fair.
She may not
Except
have.
Elizabeth Taylor was married more.
But that's the thing, though, right? With like imagine in the 50s, 60s, 70s, you weren't just like there weren't high profile. It wasn't high profile dating, right? It was people got married and they would get divorced and they'd get married.
Right.
Whereas now you could it's normalized to just
you can be a Diddy.
You could be there, and then that's your partner, and everybody recognizes you and talks about you like you're married, but you're not, right? And because that's the thing.
Okay. I want to read a few. I want to read a few comments here.
What did
Aisha said she's been married as many times as she had fingers on her hand. Karina said something's really wrong with J-Lo. She and Halle Berry. And I agree with you because that's the other person I was going to bring up too. You know what I mean? Because everyone's like, Halle Berry, you know, she's this, she's that, gorgeous woman. And same thing.
So do you think there's something?
So wait, Greg, you don't think that wrong? She's the new Elizabeth Taylor?
No, well,
he said, "Ah, no, Tim, no. I just want to know what, like, no to what." But
fair enough. So do you think there's something wrong with them or the people that they're picking, or vice versa?
I would say that it's likely a mix of both.
Mix of both.
Okay, well that's the answer. That's like the nice answer. I'm gonna say there's something wrong with them.
No, but okay. So
but I know what you're saying.
Okay. No, wait.
I'm gonna be devil's advocate.
Danielle, were you asking, is the problem with her or the problem with the guy?
I'm gonna
but
say
you said, is the problem with her or if there's a problem with who she's picking? And it's kind of
it can be all of that.
It's kind of when I said both, it's just that let's say there's some internal work you need to do. If you haven't done that work, you're going to continue to choose what's not good for you.
Right. There you go.
So I get the answer is then
out how to. She needs to go to Sierra's class, is what you're saying. She needs to figure out how to find her Russell Wilson, is what you're saying. J-Lo and Halle Berry, they need to go to Sierra's class, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and she's
she left the Bow Wows and the Futures and found her Mr. Wilson.
Okay, so okay. Oh,
share that prayer.
Time for this.
But keep in mind that J-Lo broke up with Aaron is because he was a continuous cheater. and she couldn't trust him anymore. So that's why
That
she
kind of
broke
ties
up.
into what Tim said about picking the
Mhm.
wrong people all the time. Then you know what I
Yeah.
mean. And I mean, it shouldn't be on. It shouldn't necessarily be on JLo. Like if people are just trash. With that being
Mhm.
said, though, the amount of relationships and the amount of situations that you've been in, you would think that you would pick up on the red flags a little quicker. You know what I mean?
You know
You would
what?
think.
Skirt out of
You
there,
would think.
get out of there a little quicker than, a 2-year engagement or whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
But then again, that's a whole other topic because, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
like
Speak.
I don't want to rush what I'm like. Okay,
Woo!
so almost anybody that's here could say that the choices and the things that they were attracted to uh,
May
at
not
different
wrap them up.
at different stages in your life, it changes, right?
Right,
Mhm.
of course.
But again though, like Greg just stated, like you ever notice some of the perceived sexiest people are forever single. Now
Right.
now when you get to certain levels, I wonder if are you looking for a life partner? Or are you looking for a partner that looks good to match your level?
Right,
Like, do you know what
exactly.
I'm saying? And that
That's
has to do
that's
with
why I keep.
the work. And like
Right. Maybe.
this is the thing that there's a thing like with professional wrestling. There's certain
Mhm.
characters that like apart outside of the ring, they're just Bob. But then there's some characters they're always in character. And so
Right.
if you're always in character, that like that doesn't work well for your personal life because that other person, they have to jive with this thing that you've created of yourself. If you see yourself as I'm J Lo, the person who got super popular out of nowhere, uh, like imagine,
Out
like
of nowhere.
I'm sitting here, I'm kind of sitting here like, what would she be like to be in a relationship with? Like, do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Mhm.
you when we hear J Lo and whatever big name, when you
Right.
go home, you're not a big name. You're just at home.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Do you know
maybe
what I'm
her one
saying?
true love is a ordinary Joe, and she needs to stop,
Hey,
messing with
baby,
these
can you
high
pass me
profile
the?
celebrities.
Like,
Yeah, but you have to also think. You also have to realize in Hollywood, relationships are business deals.
yeah, I guess for
A
some.
lot of them.
That's why
Yeah,
I
yeah.
rate Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford married Ally McBeal. What's her name? Callista something.
Oh, Flockhart. Yeah, yeah.
They got married, and you don't see them do nothing. Like you could
Mhm.
I'm not trying to say that. Like it
There
wasn't
ain't
like
no love there.
it wasn't like this big like a big sexy union. It was just like, oh, Harrison Ford married the Ally McBeal girl. Boom, right?
Mhm.
And they just kind of go off and be their people. You see them in a movie, they're in a movie. You see them in a show, they're in a show. But then there's some
Yeah.
that it's like, okay, I'm going to be on the red carpet, and people need to see who I'm with. If you
Right.
have
Mhm.
anything other than what is my compatibility and do we work? If you have anything other than that on your mind, it can skew like your picking process and
Yeah.
you don't end
Very
up with
true.
a really dope partner at
And then
times.
you don't really even have an authentic relationship at
A
the
hundred
end
Mhm.
percent.
either.
A
Yeah.
100%.
Mhm.
I get that.
And
Yeah.
that like oh yeah. All right.
But Tim saying it's not J-Lo, it's not Halle Berry. There's numerous factors.
You
And
you
Mhm.
could almost say that it's the entity that they're caught up in it.
right.
Of
Like,
course.
you know what I mean? Like
Of course.
imagine
Didn't
like
they
yo, you
like buy
going
a
from
baseball team or were like trying to or something? When they released their statement, they did say that, they're still going to be business partners and yada, yada, yada. Of course, you're going to be business partners. All the money they just spent.
Business relationship now become a
Mm-hmm.
business relationship.
Well, there you go. Maybe
they
that's
are
what it should have
fine.
been from the jump.
You know, They are fine. I seen that movie Hustlers. Ooh, Lord.
Oh
It's like,
God, mighty.
oh, it's
So
like,
It's like,
how
yeah,
would
J
it
Lo's what,
do?
52? She's either gonna be like 52 or 53 this year. I
something
think
like
it's
that,
52.
yeah.
But dang, man. Like,
So way
Yeah.
to go, J Lo. And when she did her show in Vegas some time back, like, wow, I wish I got to see
Yep.
that live.
Yeah. So
no,
do you
it is. I
think
do feel bad. I do
J-Lo?
kind of feel bad for them because you get to a day, like they're human beings just like everybody else.
Right.
And, like there's a part of them,
And everyone has them up here and
yeah, and they want, and they want to look the
can't
part and they
find
want to
love.
do that whole thing. But at the same time, there's likely
Thing
that
missing.
thing
It's
that's
like they
in them
have
just like anybody
everything.
else. It's like, I'm not trying to get old and be alone. And so I
Yeah,
don't
that's
judge them
true.
for, going out there and trying to find love. But you're just because you're a megastar, love is just as hard to find, if not harder.
Right.
Yeah.
If
Exactly.
not harder.
Yeah.
So do you think at this point J-Lo is gonna be dating to get married, or
Or
do you
she's
think
just
she'll just
gonna
be
give
dating?
up at this point.
I
Yeah.
think she's gonna
Yeah.
keep doing what she was doing, unless she goes and gets herself some counseling. Goes and sits down with, and even at that, how you gonna go and be J Lo and get a real counselor? Do you know what I mean? They're gonna be like, oh God, it's J Lo, and they want to, and
Yeah.
I could be being
Hopefully not.
pessimistic here, but like I do really doubt sometimes, like when people are at certain levels, like it must be really difficult to know that, like, who's really for me, like
Right.
really for me, like
It's
if
even
I
hard
lost
enough to figure that
everything,
out just, as a regular person. It's hard
yeah,
to figure
it's
that out
yeah.
sometimes. So
But for her to be at like times 1,000, because you don't know who wants to
exactly.
be with you just to
Some
be with
weirdos
you,
out
or who
there,
wants to be with
man.
you just,
Like,
there's so
I remember
many.
I said that. I
I don't
remember I
think I
said
could
that to
handle some of
somebody.
the stuff these famous people go through.
I said that to somebody when I was young and naive and a little naive. I was like, "Yo, man, must kind of suck," because they were kind of at a high level at what they were doing. There's a lot of just orbiters around them. And I said, man, it must kind of suck to not really know, like, how do you know who's around you because of what you could do for them versus like who's actually your brethren? And they lost their mind, they're vexed. And I was like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Like,
Touchy spot.
and this is a regular at like at the time. Like now you look back there and nobody. Like at the time they were like, whoa. But even then I kind of thought about that. Like you watch people kind of sucking up and doing all that. I'm like,
Yeah.
That's a good
because like if
question, though.
like I
I
get
feel
that
like
from my
that's a
mom.
question that we
If
have to
you're
ask ourselves,
if
too.
you're one of those kind of people, if you like super popular and you seem to kind of bask in it a little bit, I'm not coming around. I'm not going to be an orbiter. I just don't, and I don't want that around me. Like I want someone to like me just for me. You know, and I'm a little guy in Edmonton
Yeah.
doing a little something here and there, right? So imagine when everybody can know who you are with your back turned. Like,
Of
Right.
course. Of
Real
course.
life.
yeah,
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys we're still on relationships. I don't know if you guys saw or heard about what the game said on Twitter about he's whoever he's with, he's not allowing them to pay bills, rent, mortgage. He'll pay for their hair to get done, their nails to get done, he'll pay for the phone, groceries, only if you take care of the home and take care of him. Do you guys agree with that statement
I
in this
don't.
day and age?
When in regards to agree, I don't think there's a. I don't think we. That's what he wants to do, and that's what he wants. Cool. But again, he could say that because he's going to be getting.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if he did things right, his kids are getting royalties. His kids are getting royalties. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's a bold statement, even for LA. Like if he's in LA or wherever these places, you're in New York, Manhattan, but he has big people money, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I got married, I told I told her, yo, you don't have to work if you don't want to. But but it just means
Right.
that we'd have to scale things to, to kind of. But again, this is 2005
Right.
when I got engaged, 2006 when I got married, and the average house price, the average house price was like $160,000. You know,
Funny.
it's different. It's a little bit different now, depending on the money that you make. It's
Right.
different now. But even at that, man, there's people who make next to nothing and have like
And they still
5 kids, and
kind of live by
they're
that.
doing all right. So
That's true. But even if they're not
Yeah.
celebrities, like you do hear men have conversations saying like, "Yo, like they're gonna take care of everything and yada yada yada, and they don't want their chick to be paying this, this, and this. They're gonna handle it." So,
Mm-hmm.
do you guys think that's like an sort of archaic view, or is it okay for things to be split?
I mean,
Maybe not
it
necessarily
depends.
equally, but
Mm-hmm.
it just is. I think it just is what it is. Like if
Mm-hmm.
the parameters are good
to
for
me, what
everybody
works for you
involved, then the
works for you.
parameters are good.
Yeah.
Go.
Like for me, that has
That's what I'm
been
saying. Like,
like I can't lie. Like in my relationships, up until maybe like recently, like I don't
mm-hmm.
really know what that's like. Like I never dated and really was in a serious relationship with anybody that felt like she just wanted to like take care of me, like wanted to cook food for me and things.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I
Mm-hmm.
really experienced that was like last year, and it was weird. Like
Right.
it was nice though, but
Mm-hmm.
it was just like whoa, because I had to
Kind of
unpack
took
that
you
because
back
I
a
was
bit.
like I grew up where there was no real like I didn't ascribe cooking to my mom or
Mm-hmm.
uh or like the certain work to my dad. Like my parents were my house was very egalitarian, and then
Mm-hmm.
I grew up and seeing women who stood up and preached and had big jobs and education and things. So I never looked at women like, hey, yo, man, like, yo, I mean, like, I never did, yo, where's my food? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
but with that, again, I think it's like if you don't ask for it, you don't get it. And there came a part in life, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be nice to, and uh, and then you kind of find like you don't know how that's going to be met, depending on I find it's like it's more to the personality. Some people really enjoy
Yeah.
doing it, and some people don't. And so
Right.
when I talk to like some of my younger guy friends, I tell them like, hey, learn about yourself and find out what you want. Because
Mm-hmm.
when you do that, then you know you're not going to be mad at somebody for not or disappointed at somebody for not doing something they never said they would or could or wanted to do.
Right.
Right.
So it's like know what you want and don't settle. So if you want someone who's super
Mm-hmm.
domestic,
Mm-hmm.
find somebody who's like that. If you want somebody, because there's a ton of women who just who love to work. They don't want to stay home. They don't want to do that. They're perfectly cool with sharing the
Mm-hmm.
roles, and I think that if two people are working, it should be that should be like everyone should be doing their part, and
Right.
it should be
Right.
a discussion, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But to look at her and be
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, you're a girl, cook." What the hell is that? Do you know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's nonsense to me. Nonsense.
There were some guys who were saying, they're totally fine, if their significant other is working or like making, roughly the same amount as them. But there's just
Mm-hmm.
some dudes out there who still want to do that, whether or not
Mm-hmm.
their girl is working or bringing in bank or as much
Yeah.
pink. So, but again, I think it's just one of those situations, like to each their own, right? So,
Yeah, exactly.
mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
what is everyone saying in the
And I
comments?
think we're getting away, like, just slowly but surely, we're kind of getting away from some of it. Now, the one thing
Mm-hmm.
about it is, like, for those who have some of those old school views, I think a lot of it has to do with there's a lot of culture in there, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
Things
Um,
they've seen growing up and where they come
Mm-hmm.
from,
yeah, and it came it
background.
came from somewhere. Like,
Right, of course.
it
Yeah.
came
Yeah.
from
Of course.
somewhere, and there was a time it likely made sense. Doesn't make sense today.
I
I
just
think the
had
Mm-hmm.
an
women in the
interesting
workforce like 50 years ago was like 40%.
I just had an interesting thought. Do you
Mm-hmm.
think possibly that for some men who have that sort of view, let's say they come from a single parent household, which was like a mother, and they've
Mm-hmm.
seen, maybe how their parents did everything for them, or maybe how their parents have struggled. Do you think that sort of view can stem from a situation like that? So when they
Um,
do find a significant other, they're like, you know what? I've seen what my mom's gone through. She struggled
Mm-hmm.
so hard. You know what I mean? So when I, find someone that I love and someone that I want to, be with, I'm going to make sure. Do you think like that can be one of the reasons why some people might have that view?
definitely. And it
Yeah.
also can be, let's say if it's a guy and he imagine that's just his reality.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
if they haven't seen a family dynamic where there's two adults in the home, and he just always sees his mom doing the work, then he just assumes that moms just do it, right?
Hmm.
And so
Yeah.
he might not even have that.
Right.
See,
That
because
too.
that was kind of my thing. Like, I didn't even have that conversation going into my marriage because I saw my parents share everything and do everything. The only thing my dad didn't do was iron.
Mm.
And so I kind of went in like, oh, we just do. And you just, you
Right.
do what you see that needs to get done, or you discuss. There's certain things that, like, kind of, I like doing it because I just happen to like doing it, and it
Mm-hmm.
happens to be the kind of male. Okay, I have a story for you. Actually, I'll be real quick. One day we
Mm-hmm.
bought a house in Aldergrove, and there was this old busted tree in the front. I rented. No, I bought a chainsaw to cut down the
Okay.
two trees. I had a friend that lived walking distance, and he came over. And my ex loves power tools, right? Grew up with all girls, and
Mm-hmm.
and she was the one that would always go out and help her dad do stuff, you know. And so I I I got home, and she was there with a chainsaw, like, cutting this tree down bit by bit. And my friend, Jamaican dude, he's like, yo man, how you have your
Mm-hmm.
girl do something like that guy would. And I'm like, yo man, like, she likes doing this.
Right.
Like, she likes doing it. I'm not gonna. It doesn't do anything to me. Like, I'll go in and wash the
Right.
dishes. It doesn't take
Yeah.
anything away from my manhood that she likes to use power tools, or she likes to do that kind of stuff. Not at all.
Right.
You
Mm-hmm.
know. Um.
And if she's good at it, let her do it. Why not?
No.
Exactly.
Exactly. But at the same time, she also could sew. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Right.
so it's really, it should be about your personal, your propensities, and the things that you enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily like just green, not necessarily pink and blue.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when
Right.
we grasp this, at least in our houses, not necessarily society, we can't change society, but if two
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
people can be like, this is what I want and this is what you want, and we find a way for that to work in the middle, I think we will have a better chance of fixing society when we fix the home and we fix the family, and we and
Yeah.
we and we have the discussions.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's something I won't necessarily I wouldn't change. Like, I think it worked. Like, my mom would never pick up a house tool, or a house tool. Sorry, like a power tool. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it was cool because my dad did it. right?
Right.
And there's just it's just all about balance. And it's
Mm-hmm.
and the worst thing is, like, don't leave stuff because you think it's somebody else's job. You're gonna let the garbage pile up because you don't touch garbage. You let the dishes pile up because you don't like washing dishes. Like, that's madness.
Yeah.
That's the stuff.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that really causes some of the headbutts and the conflict, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
What do you guys think on it? Like, could you guys be like Kiki?
Mm-hmm.
Could you be like would you want to be a stay-at-home mom, or what would your household look like?
No, because no, no one's gonna tell me to be a stay-at-home mom unless
No.
I want
I
to.
didn't say no one's
No, no,
gonna.
no, 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 no. I know,
You
I
know,
get that.
you said no one's gonna tell you. I'm asking you what you would like.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I wouldn't be
That
one
conversation.
unless
Yeah.
I didn't want to be. But can I see myself being a stay-at-home mom? Possibly. I mean, I don't have kids, so I'm not gonna say yay or nay for that. But again,
Mm-hmm.
there's so many factors at play, right? Like, let's say I'm established to a certain extent. Let's say I win the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then I
Yeah.
decide to have kids down the road. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just chill. I'm gonna just work on some hobbies and travel and yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if there's something out there that I'm passionate about, a project, or I start a business, or I have a certain career that I'm enjoying, then I'm gonna be out there making my money. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to bills and stuff like that, um, I would hope that it's a financially stable situation on both ends.
Yeah.
And personally, just for me, the type of person that I am, like, I know that I would want to contribute, and I would contribute um,
Mm-hmm.
to some extent, because that's
Hmm.
just
Yeah.
me. Because even I've had, even just a situation, you go out for dinner with someone, or you go on a date, and the bill comes around, and the guy's like, no, like, you don't have to pay. Like, I've had those situations actually quite often happen.
Do
So
you prefer to
Um,
okay.
pay
So
or pay
not
half?
necessarily, like, okay, it depends.
or
It
pay the
it
tip.
depends.
Right.
Or it depends on the dynamics as well. Like, if it's someone that I've been hanging out with for, quite some time or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
let's say the first time, he grabs the bill, and I'm like, oh, like, we can split it or whatever. They're like, nah, I got you. And then the second time they're like, oh, they end up paying. And then the third time I'm like, nah, like, it's my treat this time around. Like, I'm that type of person. So it depends
Right.
on the dynamic. If it's kind of like a one-off, you know
Mm-hmm.
again, me being the type of person that I am, like, I'd probably, offer to split. Like, I've done that so many times. But again, it depends on the dynamics.
Well, you
Okay.
Depends
know
on the
what?
So
dynamics. But
In my experience,
hmm
mm-hmm.
most
some guys
of
really don't
the
like that
I would say
Yeah.
that,
at
like,
all.
most of the women that I've talked to or went out with, like, I usually just I assume I plan to pay, but a lot of the
hmm
times it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh no, I got this one because blah blah
hmm
blah or whatever, and they just do
Mm-hmm.
it. That's just I haven't ran into the, well, you demand, so you I haven't really I have not ran into any of that, like,
mm.
and
So here's a
that's
Gonna
question.
read a few comments. Sorry.
mm.
Yeah, go for
Asha
it.
said, nope, not me. On a date, he pays. LOL. Tanya says, I'm with that Kiki. I hate the feel that I owe. It has to feel balanced, extends beyond finances. For me,
100%.
it's not even necessarily me feeling like I owe. It's just, that's just how I am. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
not like, you know what, like, I feel like like, I feel obligated. Like, there's no obligation. That's just kind of how I am.
Yeah, I would
Right.
You
say,
know what I
yeah.
mean? I'm just
Yeah.
I
So
am I am naturally a giver, because even in, like, a previous relationship, I would do certain things or buy certain things, and
mm-hmm.
the person at the time was just like, hey, like, you don't have to do these things, like, super appreciative, but that's just me. So
I
again,
want
it
to
Yeah.
know
depends on
why do you
the
feel
type of
like you
person
owe?
too.
Why would you feel like you owe?
That's a good question. That's a good question. So, question for you guys. Well, for
No,
everyone.
in the comments, somebody could put an answer to that, or Kiki. Yeah.
Oh,
I would feel like Tanya has to answer that because that was her
yeah.
response.
I'll blast.
Okay, so
Well-
she said, men got them bills same way as women. I'm never going to assume he always has it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And yeah, I can see that. But again, a lot of it too, there's a culture aspect too for some
Mhm.
people.
Yep.
Because I've had, I've gone out with people, various cultures or whatever, and
Mhm.
they can have $5 in the bank. They don't want you to pay because you're,
Yeah.
the
So
woman.
here's a question then. So if a male or female asks you out on a date, who pays?
The person who asks should pay. I agree with that. I agree
Okay.
with that. If you
I
and
can
here's
agree
the
with
thing,
that.
in most cases, the guy is usually
Mhm.
usually the one that's pursuing
Mhm.
or said, "Hey, let's hang out, let's do this. Let's go
Right.
somewhere." And so if
Right.
that's the case, if that's the case, then hopefully you're not coming with your long hand when you're the one that asked her.
I can agree with that. But again, for
Uh-huh.
me, I'm probably still gonna be like, oh, But again, it depends. It depends. Depends on the vibes and the
It's your
dynamic.
first date. It's your first date.
And if I'm trying to get the hell up out of there, like, I'd pay. I'm paying and I'm leaving.
That's
Luckily, I haven't
hilarious.
had any situations like that really. So, but
Okay.
just saying.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I'm prepared. I'm prepared to pay, and I
Pay for gas.
I think like there's a part of me too that part of the paying is like this old school way of wanting to let her
Like courting.
let her know that she's safe in that area. Again, you could just be using credit and you're broke,
Well,
but
that's
like
true
there's
too.
that thing that's
Or
there.
you went and borrowed a little 20 from a friend and say, hey,
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
hook
get
me
you
up with a
next week
little
when I
20.
get
I want
paid.
to
You
take.
know
I
what I
want
mean? So
to. I got this girl I
you
want. Like,
never know what's going on behind the scenes, right?
true. But again,
But
whatever you
I guess
front at
the
the
fact that
beginning,
they went
you're gonna
through
have to
all
keep
of
up
that,
with later. You're gonna have to
that's
keep up
true.
with it later.
But the fact that if someone does go through all those hoops, to like borrow money to take this girl out because they don't get paid till next week, then
Greg, don't
she
kill me,
better be
please.
something.
Oh, jeez.
It's funny.
Too
Yeah.
funny.
Also need to know if her belly long, otherwise the bill might surprise you at the end. You got to be strategic about where you're taking them
taking.
Yo,
to.
man, listen.
Exactly.
And what time, if there's a little happy hour thing, that could save you some bucks too.
I'm always
Yo,
aiming for happy
McDonald's
hour. You
donuts
crazy?
are real nice right now, yo. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Nah,
Too funny.
I'm
it's
kind of
just
ashamed.
like
Wow.
I don't know. I can't lie. I do like to see when they offer sometimes. I do like to see that. It's like okay, all right, good. You know what I mean. Like I'm doing this, but and when they
Right.
they want to chip in those little things, I think like
Definitely, I
one
agree
of the
with
best
that,
ones.
Tanya.
There was this one girl
Some people
I
do
was
it.
talking to, and it would be this thing with like they'd always like insist like I want to pay. I'm like okay, listen, I'll pay this time, and you get the tip. You know, and then if
I've done
they
that.
insist to pay us another time, it's like I get the tip. Like
Right.
something like that. Like to
Right. So both parties are happy. But there are some people on the
I've done
far
that.
end of the spectrum. There are some girls who don't care who it is, what the situation is. If their credit score is better than dudes, they don't want to pay.
listen.
And then there's just guys who refuse to let girls pay. So, yep, it's just
Now
an individual thing.
I'm gonna touch on something June said earlier, but then Tanya said, if you're boring to hang, you're living beyond your means, and it's true. And as a guy, I think this is super important. Okay, for everybody, it's important.
Girls
For
too.
guys, I think it's a thing. Now,
Yeah.
in most of like if you're in any of the dark cold corners of the internet for men, um
Mm-hmm.
and guys are saying, well, I'm 30 and I live at home and I'm struggling with, dating and da 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 da, or I get ghosted. And then the men are just like, okay, so you're living where? And you're doing what? You
Mm,
shouldn't be dating. You should be getting your stuff
Right.
together so you
right.
can actually go out and like, because there's still a very like written in code as much as society. I think we like to. You see a lot of people that are you're conditioned to the traditional stuff, but I really
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
think that society conditions us out of nature, in my opinion. I really think so. And
Mm,
there's if you're with a woman and you're spending time with her, and then you guys are getting serious, and you're broke, and she gets pregnant, that's some real stuff. Yes, she doesn't have to. She has the power of choice and whatever, but like
Mm-hmm.
she's going to be on ice for a certain amount of time, right? And you better have your stuff
Right.
together. Like if you're having sex, yo, you better have some coin. And if you want to call her what women gold diggers, whatever for that, like nah. When she's there with baby needs to eat. She needs to eat. Like that's a very very real part of it.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like if there's certain
These
segments,
comments are
certain,
hilarious.
certain segments, it's like get your stuff together. As a man, get your stuff together, and that's especially if you want to be
Yeah.
taken
Right.
seriously.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Too
Of course.
funny.
Well,
But it's
guys,
true.
Did she call it
we're
zero
hitting.
vex money? What's vex money?
Yeah.
She says
You don't
equally,
know.
if you're a heifer going out with zero vex money, you
Is
too
vex
should be
money the
staying
money just
home.
in case you don't like him and you want a quick exit?
Right. I think
Yep.
that's what she's
Yep.
saying. That's how I'm
Yep.
interpreting it.
I always.
And
I
then she
always carry. I always
says,
carry.
wait, borrowing money to take a girl out is a ting. No money, no honey, my friend. Dating costs
Mm-hmm.
money. That's not news. Hold on.
Yeah.
You saying poor man shouldn't have sex?
Kinda,
Dead.
kinda. Yes, that's kind of what
Dead.
I'm saying.
Dead. KO.
Oh, geez.
KO. I mean, if someone's willing to give it up to the poor man, then that
Then,
ain't his
hey,
fault.
listen. In our society,
And maybe he's bringing more
there's a
to the
lot
table.
more.
Maybe he's bringing more to the table than the dollar bills, yo. So, but
Mm-hmm.
anyways,
In our society, there's a lot more. There's a lot more things that could be attractive about a man than just his earning capacity. So it's a thing. I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of broke guys that
yes.
do very
Yeah.
well, but they're not even broke because like there's women that provide, and that's even you
But
know what
there's guys who there's guys
that's
who
Bible.
pretend to be broke and they get by. You know what I mean?
There's that right there
Mm-hmm.
is Bible. The Bible
Very
said there's a day coming like
stingy,
six women will hold
stingy.
on to a man's coat and said you don't have to give her nothing. Six women hold on to one man saying you don't have to give me nothing, just be here. That's
Hmm.
that's Bible. Uh-oh.
Well, guys, we've been on for almost just over an hour and a half. I feel
We
like
done
today
did it
was a
again. We
good.
done did it
We done
again.
did it again.
Mm.
It's a continuous thing. Continuous thing.
It's all good.
I feel like we could be on here for 3 hours just talking.
Well, Tana
Easy.
keeps on dropping these comments, and Aisha too.
Women need to
Women need to
stop
stop demanding of
demanding
men
of
what they
men what
themselves
they
can't put
themselves
up.
can't put up. To an extent,
That
Fair,
will
but
be
yes, I
fair,
agree.
that
fair.
we.
But
You know
Right?
again,
what?
but again,
They best
again,
at least be able to put up something, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
I
Be able to put
fully
up
agree with that.
something.
But there is the one thing about it. If you're just talking man and woman, cool. But the the to me, it's procreation. Procreation is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the difference. That's where the man almost automatically has to become provider. Because when baby's on boob, how where are you working? Sure, if you have an online
Right.
Mm-hmm.
business, great. But what do you like? How are you protect? Like, and that's the thing. That's the other thing. Like the government, you could say almost Oh, anyway, never mind. You know, it's late. It's late. Like,
All right,
I agree with.
we're gonna
I do
table
agree.
this. We're gonna table this and continue it next week.
And scene. Until next time.
Until next time, guys. Great
Thank you, everybody,
conversation.
for coming
I
through.
feel like we got through a lot. Yes. I
Have a
want
good
to thank
night. Thank you
everyone
so
on
much for all the
Facebook.
comments.
Yes, on
It
Facebook
was
and on
fun.
Twitch. Appreciate it.
Greg,
All right.
you see, and Greg too, man. These guys just.
Later, guys.
All right.
All right, y'all have a
Have
good
a good
night.
night, everyone. Bye.